Hi, Robert Beauchamp today to review with you the imaging software. We're going to be looking a little bit at the basic filtering tools within the software. So when you've acquired x-rays in the system by just, let's say we go get some x-rays, so we click on x-ray acquisition, and let's just, let me see if I got everything set up here. Grab, processing the data, so we take a couple of x-rays. So while you're taking x-rays, it will follow the numerical sequence that you have in the default here that you have set up. You can program your own sequence, which you can see in another video. You can also evaluate filters here. So there's a button at the top right, which is an A, okay, which I'll just show you here quickly. Here's the A. So while you're taking the images, you can click on the All Filter button, and this will treat the image with different filters that we've programmed in the software. So based on what you're looking for in the image, you can make sure that you've gotten it either diagnostically or anatomically. There is an arrow on the right which allows you to go and see other filters, because there's quite a few filters that we have. I believe we have up to 20 filters that we could create and program. And then you can go back and see, I guess, which filter you feel provides you with the best information. So in this situation, if you're maybe looking at bone levels and you like this image or this image, you would click on it and it would be highlighted a different color as you see here. And then you could easily apply it on this image. If you wanted to see more than, I guess, the 10 images, you can choose here to have less images, sorry, not more, but less images. We can have 6 at a time, so the image will be a little bit bigger, or 8 at a time, and that's where you can choose, and the software will set things up accordingly. Okay, so again, once you've chosen the one you like, you apply it to the image. It will now treat that image with the filter, and you will now see the image with that filter applied. Okay, so it's something that you can do every time you take that image. You can then evaluate the image, apply a filter, see which one you like, and then you can definitely apply the filter. So we click again. I'll show it to you one more time. You click, it opens up the images. If you like this type of a filter, let's say this one here, you click, apply to the image, it treats the image, and now you can see it. So that's something that you can do, and you can always double click the image if you wanted to see it before and after. So you can see that these are different ones, and some of them have different filters. Okay, if you hit the green button, it will then advance in the numerical sequence, and if you make it red, it will stay on one image and take multiple images on that x-ray. Okay, so that's just so you know. So we see a plus here. I know that I have more than one image. I can toggle between the images, and even if I left mouse click and hold, it will tile out the images based on the date and time. So you can quickly see a chronological, quick tile out of the images on this bite wing, for it as an example. Once you've finished acquiring the images, you can exit, go back to the patient file, save all, which we'll do here. And now your images will be here for viewing. Okay, so another way that you can use filters is by just double clicking on the image, and it will go up into your viewport. If you want to put it in this viewport, you just click on this viewport, double click, and that's it. And when you click on the box again, it will activate the box, and you can use certain tools now for diagnostics. So we have the left mouse button. If you hold it down all the time, you have a contrast up and down and a brightness left and right. So you can kind of tweak quickly contrast and brightness. So it's a sort of a filtering of the image. On the right mouse, you can click and it will open up a magnification window. And if you continually hold it as you're moving the mouse around, that area will be magnified. If you have a mouse with a zoom wheel, you can zoom in and zoom out. So real-time zooming in and out on the image. Okay. Another filter tool that we have here is the big tooth with 1. And if you have these horizontal lines here, or I should say angled lines on the corner, these 45-degree little lines in the corner right, you can click and hold on that icon for a couple seconds, and it means that you have multiple choices in there. So these are all those filters that you saw from that A button in the prior X-ray acquisition aspect of the video, and these are all the ones that can be programmed. Okay, so we can choose to have only an individual filter that we like, and we can program the button to have that as the choice, like the sharpen. So if I like the sharpen, okay, here it's asking me to apply the real-time values of brightness and contrast, which I did. But here I'll just show you the original image versus a slightly filtered image. So we can see how the bone porosities here are a little bit more visible. You can see the bone level a little bit clearer here. You can see the dento-enamel junction a little bit more clearly. And it just emphasizes certain things. So this filter, the sharpen filter, allows you to play with that image. Now, if you go too far, let's say, I don't know, I click the button again and again and again, and then all of a sudden it gets too dark or too grainy, you always have the arrows that mean basically undo or return to original. So you can always click on that image, click the redo, and it will always bring you back to the original. Even if you wanted to save any changes, you could quickly do something. You can click on the save icon and save those images that way. But you always have the ability, even if you switch and go somewhere else, if you get up that image, you can always revert back to the original. So whenever you're doing changes and making changes, you're going to also see in there a yellow tab. So if I take an image that is an original image, which would be the red tab. The red tab means the image was acquired in the software legally as a DICOM format, meaning that it is a legal formatted X-ray. That's your red tab. When you have the yellow tab, it means that the image has been modified in some way, shape, or form. Okay? And then if you're saving those changes. If you go back to the original, that yellow tab will then be missing. Okay, so that's what the yellow tab is. So that's another way that you could look at the filtering. You also have advanced filtering, the all filter button as well, or advanced filtering. You can click on that as well, and it will just do the same thing as what it did when we were in the acquisition. It'll treat the images with the different filters to allow you to have a variety of different views of that image, and then you can apply whichever one you like on that image, and it will be treated like that.